You have come to the right place because in this video here, I'm going to go over with you the pros and cons of selling items on eBay that you receive on consignment. And at the end of the video, I'll go over with you the questions to ask before agreeing to do a consignment deal with somebody. My name is Jason Silverstein, and this is my 14th week selling on eBay. A quick definition. Selling on consignment just means that you're selling somebody else's stuff that they gave to you, and after you sell those items, you will take a percentage of the profit or a flat fee. First, I will start off with the pros of selling on eBay on consignment. Number one is that you don't have to go out and buy your own inventory. It's given to you. Your risk is not money, it's time. The time it'll take for you to sell it. This is great if you're first just getting started because you probably have more time than money. And if you really don't know what you're doing yet, you don't know how much to pay for items, you don't know what sells well on eBay, consignment can be a great way to get started, especially if your first consignment deal is with someone that is understanding that you are a beginner. But more on that later. Pro number two is you could set up win-win situations. When you are a reseller, you're likely to tell other people that you sell items on eBay. If that's something that's taking up a lot of your time, that's probably what you're going to talk about. And invariably, there'll be people that you're talking to that will say, hey, you know what? I have items in my own house that I no longer need. They're taking up space and I would like to sell. Would you buy them from me or would you sell them for me? Now, if you want to go buy those items from that person, you are going to have to buy those items at a price that will allow you to make a profit even after all the eBay fees and PayPal fees are subtracted, which means you might have to end up making a much lower offer than what they think they can get for the item. And that could bring up an awkward situation if that person takes it the wrong way. Couldn't it be better if you say, hey, Joe, okay, I will sell this for you and we will split the profit 50-50 after subtracting all fees. That way I'll make some money and you will make some money. Does that sound good to you, Joe? And Joe might say sure. And then you could go ahead and make Joe some money. Of course, you have to ask Joe some questions before you agree to a consignment deal, which I will get to later. If you were to take away just one thing from this video, it should be to smash the like button. Now for the cons of consignment. Con number one is that when you're selling something for somebody on consignment, it's like an ongoing relationship versus if you just bought it from them, you buy it from them and you're done. This way you have them, they're around watching, they want to know when it sells and how much it's going to sell for and how much money they can get. This is why it requires quite a bit of time up front. You want to make sure their expectations are in line, and a lot of times this requires you to go ahead and do the research on those items that they want to sell to find out how much are they actually going to sell for, and does that match the expectations of the consignor, who's the person who's giving you the merchandise. This is super important, but also time consuming. And then once you're done with that, then you also have to talk about, you negotiate your deal. How much profit are you going to make? Is it going to be a flat fee? Is it going to be a percentage? This could take a lot of time. And so it's my recommendation that you only even start a consignment deal conversation with someone if you are going to make at least $100 profit. And that could be on one item that you make $100 profit or on multiple items. but I wouldn't even start this conversation unless it could be worth your while. Con number 2 is it's more bookkeeping. When you get ready to send the consignor their money, let's say, for example, it's $50, you can't just say, here's your $50, goodbye. You needed to break down the fees. What did the item sell for? What were the fees? Break it down for them. That way, if they have any questions about how'd you come up with this money? They didn't just make it up out of thin air. This is what occurred. It sold for $65. Here are the fees. This is what I had to pay for a box, blah, blah, blah. It's all in a spreadsheet documented. Also, it's more complicated at tax time because eBay is going to show that you had a $65 sale. But in actuality, after the fees, you were only able to keep half the profit. The other half of the profit went somewhere else. So you have to document that. I enjoy selling on eBay on consignment and will continue to do so. I just follow these following guidelines to decide whether I want to work with somebody on consignment or not. The first thing is, does this person, the consignor, have either no expectations or accurate expectations of the money they will receive from me after selling their items on eBay? Are they aware of the eBay fees? Then, if our conversation was by email and I have something in email showing them what I think their items will sell for and the eBay fees, then I figure I'm okay. But if it was done in person or just on the phone, then I want to write them an email showing them the summary of what we talked about, what I think the items will sell for, and the fees. Because even if that person is a really good friend of yours, it's just easy to forget these things because items on eBay don't always sell right away. And if it sells 2-3 months later, that person in good faith could forget what your conversation was all about and you have misunderstandings. So just make sure everything is clear and upfront. I don't use contract, although you could. Then the second thing I like to determine from a potential consignor is this person going to leave me alone, or are they going to be in my face all the time asking me or saying, hey, you didn't take the right pictures, or I don't like the description you wrote, or whatever. This sort of comes from my realtor background where I have this experience. But as a realtor, maybe I'm getting a $6,000 commission, so I'm okay with somebody questioning me a little bit. But on this eBay consignment thing, maybe you're only going to make potentially $150. Do you want somebody questioning how you take your pictures? Probably not. So you need to sort of determine up front what type of person they are. Those are my thoughts about selling on consignment on eBay. What are your thoughts about consignment? What do you think about it? I'd really like to know. Please let me know in the comments section, especially if you've had some bad experiences or good experiences with consignment. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit notifications so you don't miss my next video. And I will see you next time.